After making the crossing to the other side of the sea, Jesus and his disciples came to the land of Gennesaret and tied up there. As they were leaving the boat, people immediately recognized him. They scared about the surrounding country and began to bring in the sick on mats to wherever they heard he was. Whatever villages or towns or countrysides he entered, they laid the sick in the marketplaces and begged him that they might touch only the tassel on his cloak. And as many as touched it were healed. The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. In the public life of Jesus, approximately 3 years, there is a growth of popularity and sinking of popularity from the moment of the baptism. An unknown person presented in society by Saint John the Baptist begins to grow his fame. As he was doing miracles, more and more people were following him. Today's Gospel tells us one of these episodes where he was bringing out of the sick on stretchers. They begged him to let him touch the cloak, and, at least, the shadow of the cloak cured him. A few days ago, we read in the Gospel how people crowded around them and they didn't even have time to eat. Well, it is normal. I don't think it was representable to want to be cured and to go to Jesus in search of the healing for you or for one of your family. It seems normal to me. In fact, he did so many miracles. But then his fame began to wane. The big moment is considered as the moment when he multiplies the loaves and fish. Then they have eaten for free. It's fantastic, healing the sick. He multiplies the food. This Lord is around business. This Lord, with the gesture of his hands, disarms the Roman legions. This Lord gives us independence again. This Lord makes us the most powerful and righteous people in the world. This Lord is a business, and the Gospel says that they wanted it to make him king, that they followed him after the multiplication of the loaves and fish, and that they wanted it to make him king. But it is also says that when the Lord fleds, he fleds from them. He leaves them because he says that they wanted it to make him king. When he confronts them, he says to them, I tell you the truth. You seek me because you have eaten your fill, and then his miracles activity begins to decline. He does less and less miracles. He begins to talk about the cross. He begins to talk about his followers having to embrace the cross. That they have to embrace the cross every day. Whoever wants to see attacks on me should embrace his daily cross and follow me. And his fame, his success, his popularity begins to diminish. Those who saw him for miracles, as he does not work miracles, no longer seek him. To hear that one has to embrace one's own cross, everyone knows what it is or what they are. It is not pleasant either, and his smoke begins to diminish until it reaches the minimum, which is Good Friday. Good Friday. He has not yet had a moment of fame, a popular support on Palm Sunday when he entered Jerusalem. Good Friday arrives. Today he is alone. Not alone. There is his mother, some woman, Saint John the Evangelist. The crowds are not there. The same crowd that had applauded on Palm Sunday. On Palm Sunday, his entry into Jerusalem. Shots on Friday crucify him, and he is handed over to the terrible torture of the cross. Why? Where on Good Friday were those who had been cured of the law, of paralysis, of blindness? Where were those who had run and free? Where were those who could make him king? The moment Jesus ceased to be a business, at that moment he was abandoned. Why do I follow Christ? When do I follow Christ? Do I follow Christ for him? Do I follow Christ all the time? Or do I follow Christ for the favors he has given me that he can give me and stop following him when those favors are no longer there? Or when following him represents persecution? We are with Christ in good times and in bad times, in health and in sickness. We are with Christ when he helped us, when he worked miracles that we received and we know he has done. Of all kinds, we are with Christ. When he apparently does not listen to us, we are with Christ when they speak, when he is silent. We are with Christ when it is sweet to be with him, because he carries out in his arms and in times of arity. When we do not feel him close, when we do not understand why he allowed so many things, we are with Christ. With Christ on Palm Sunday, and then on Good Friday, and on Holy Saturday, in the middle of the darkness night, we are with Christ, and we have to tell him, not only when it is going well, when we are in love, when our heart burns. We have to tell him when there is hardness, when we find it hard to pray, when we don't understand God's plans, when we are suffocated, anguish, when we are tempted out to run. In those moments is when it is really worth to say to Jesus, I love you. And it is in these moments that true love, true friendship, it's put to the test in good times and bad. Lord, I believed in you, I loved you, and I adore you. Amen.